I'm picking the pig. So, Pokemon Day this year gave us not just our first glimpse at Pokemon ZA, but a whole new perspective on the setting of Lumio City. While I'm just a little concerned about how exploring just one city split into 5 will pan out, we did get solid confirmation that the game will take place not too long after Pokemon X and Y, thanks to the reveal of not only AZ, but his Floette, both still being said to be over 3,000 years old. Seems like he's gotten a day job as a hotel manager too. I suppose being 3,000 years old isn't enough to rack up a decent pension in Kalos. What the trailer didn't give me though, is any hints on what direction the story will take, but that's fine. I guess I'll give it a, college try. Even though the game will take place after what we've experienced, I wanted to look at some French history to understand why exactly urban development keeps being emphasized. Like it's hardly a slogan, something's gotta be happening here. The first thing that came to mind was the Belle Epoque. This was the beautiful era of Parisian history, and a historical landmark in France's urban development, embodying not only economic growth and expansion, but conservation and technology too. This era saw the construction of the Eiffel Tower, colossal movements in film and theatre, and the development of many projects under the wing of Haussmann, a bureaucrat who'd never once worked on architecture. Haussmann envisioned a Paris that would see 60% of itself demolished, mostly compromising poorer neighbourhoods. These homes would be replaced by new boulevards and wider roads. To combat the destruction he was making, he went on to plant thousands of trees in the new parks. I suppose that's the least he could do for evicting several hundred families. This got me thinking about Lysander, who in Pokemon X and Y envisioned a future that would not only be objectively better, but beautiful. While ZA will be taking place in the near future, I think it's safe to say that we'll be exploring the pursuit of beauty once again, this time through the perspectives of our new organizations, Quasartico Inc. and Hotel Z. The CEO of Quasartico, Jet, supposedly wants to create a Lumio city that is the perfect home for both people and Pokemon, all while looking prettier and richer than Seabold. What initially struck me about Jet is her organization's name. A quasar is a special kind of center of a galaxy, just like how a cell has a nucleus, except this one is very, very bright. Don't recommend looking at it. This might mean that she wants to take Lumio City into a new place of power, not only as the center of Kalos, but leading Kalos. Her vision might be in opposition to AZ, who, as we know from X and Y, has some particular feelings about doing things for his own means. From the glimpses we see of Hotel Z, which will be where we stay in Lumio City, the building is covered in verdant vines, from top to bottom, and with Floette by AZ's side, I think he's got some ideas himself on what it truly means to preserve the peace. We'll befriend one of his employees, Urbane or Tawny. Hold on, that's not, let me just... Yep, one way their stories might go is that AZ will try to actually prevent some of Jet's more technological developments, all in the name of this damn dog. Zygarde showing up in their 10% form atop the hotel pretty much tells me that they've got some thoughts about all these changes in Lumio City. While Jet's done some good already by setting up these safe habitats for Pokemon to live in with the wild zones, just like Haussmann, what's it really taken for her to make those a reality? This might actually be disrupting the order that Zygarde is meant to oversee in Kalos. If we were to look at Zygarde's mythological counterparts, they're seemingly based on 3 children of Loki from Norse mythology: Fenrir, Midgard Sorma, and Hel. But Paul, Kalos is France. Why did they base the legendaries on Norse mythology? The games came out in 2013, could you not have googled it, like, at least once? Vikings and Normans played a big part in medieval settlements in France, so those stories have since been ingrained into the culture. Along with the fact Game Freak chose the apocalyptic Ragnarok as one of X and Y's key plot devices, I hope that answers your question. To quickly brief you on these 3, starting with the damn dog, Fenrir was foretold in the apocalyptic chronicles that we know as Ragnarok to see the world burn and collapse human society. As such, he was fettered by the gods using Gleipnir, an iron rope that restricted his growth. Midgard Sorma, or Jormungandr, I prefer Midgard Sorma because of the critically acclaimed MMO Final Fantasy XIV, they were the World Serpent, banished to Midgard, our Earth. There, it grew so large that it could circle our world by biting its own tail. The prophecy also foretold that one of the first signs of the apocalypse would be when it lets go of its tail and shakes the oceans. Finally, Hel was a goddess banished to the primordial realm of Niflheim, where she became an overseer for the afterlife, including the fallen god Balder, whose very death also instigated the coming of Ragnarok. Yes, I know it's very disappointing that the pretty lady painting isn't a transformer with snake arms, but it's fine. Those artists were weak and she's the ideal female form. Basically what I'm saying is, while X and Y attempted to focus on Lysander using Xerneas and Yveltal as the second coming of Ragnarok, I think ZA might see Zygarde as a potentially real one. That or we're taking down a corporation again. I'll save the details for now, but Xerneas and Yveltal are also strongly tied with Norse mythology, particularly when we interpret all three of these legendary Pokemon as inhabitants of Yggdrasil, the World Tree. While I'm speculating and fan posting, wouldn't it be a cool story to watch AZ slowly fall into the path of bringing forth the same tragedy he made 3,000 years ago, blindly following Zygarde in an attempt to preserve their order as they grow more and more monstrous, losing themselves in their ideals, and AZ realizes too late as Zygarde seeks to destroy Kalos and recreate it in their own image? Wouldn't that be fun? Or we just take down a corporation again and give the dog scratches and it's all gonna be peachy. What do you think the story will be like for ZA? What do you think of the first trailer? Did I do too much? I probably did too much. But that's fine. That's what I'm here for. I'm actually going to wait until after ZA's out to really talk about the Kalos legendaries in depth, but for now, let's all look forward to the new game and what potential it could bring. As for the tease in the end, just an off-the-cuff thought, what if promotion matches were literal and we have to work our way up through different promotions to explore more of Lumio City and, you know, climb the ranks of Quasartigo? Just a thought, nothing more. Let me know in the comments what you think, and check out my lore videos in the meantime. Make sure to subscribe to catch me later, and maybe, just maybe, we can see each other again.